Jeffree Star has spoken out and is reacting to the backlash he's received over his newest controversial palette, which is called Cremated.
What's up, you guys? It's Susan Morad here with Clevver News. And if you've been on social media this week, you've likely seen some backlash that Jeffree Star has been facing as a result of bringing out his palette Cremated during these unprecedented times.
We all know that millions of people have been sick, thousands of people dying, and most of us are staying at home and isolating to help flatten the curve. So many fans were disappointed to see that Jeffree's palette was called Cremated, as they thought it was insensitive and a little tone deaf in light of everything going on.
But all right, here we go, you guys. Here is the Cremated palette. Woo! Oh my God, this is the first time that I've ever been on my own packaging.
While Jeffree already delayed the release of his palette by over a month, some people wished he delayed it even longer, like this fan who wrote, "People keep pointing out he trademarked it back in 2019, but I feel like it's an insensitive name regardless, but the situation right now makes it worse. He could have delayed the release if anything." But others came to Jeffree's defense, writing things like, "I think you're looking into that way too literally. It's a phrase he uses, same as when he says, 'I'm deceased,' which is a shade name in one of his palettes." And to this fan's point, Jeffree did explain this in his original video.
Cremated is like my iconic catchphrase, "I'm deceased." It is a double entendre, and cremated, as well as being, of course, very dark and gothic, it is also a term that I like to use. You know, when you are really blown away by something, you're mesmerized, and it's so sickening. Me and my friends love to say, "I'm cremated."
But tons of media outlets began to cover the palette release due to it being controversial. So Jeffree hopped back onto YouTube yesterday with another video titled "Responding to the Backlash Over My Cremated Palette," where he talked about all the backlash he's faced over the palette's name. He started by explaining that palettes take many months and sometimes even a year or more to make. And if you had tuned into his docuseries with Shane, that was apparent. So the palette was actually created and named back in 2019, long before we were all dealing with this global crisis. And Jeffree went on to explain that he never had any malicious intent behind the controversial name. He also shared that cremation is actually a tradition in his family.
There were some people saying, "Jeffree, it's a little weird timing. There's a lot going on in the world." But for me, this is art, and I never come from a negative place, you guys. My own father who passed away, and my two dogs who passed away last year are all cremated, and it is a tradition in my family.
And speaking of family, in his first video, Jeffree actually revealed that, interestingly enough, his father actually worked in a cemetery for a short while.
But this one is the darkest gray, and it's called Grave Digger. Fun fact, when my dad was younger and needed money, he was a grave digger for a year.
And Jeffree also revealed what he would be doing if he wasn't a beauty influencer. And it might shock you.
All right, now the third shade is called a Mortuary Beautician. Fun fact, little Jeffree Lynn was going to go to college to do makeup on dead people when MySpace happened and my entire life changed. So, if I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing? Now you know.
I mean, I would say I don't believe it, but he's Jeffree Star, and that career path kinda would've made perfect sense. Anyway, back to his response to the backlash. Jeffree also went on to explain that the palette had already been produced, and he didn't want to wait much longer to put it out, partially for logistical reasons like the expiration dates.
I couldn't put Cremated anywhere else. I would have had to move it until like later in the fall of 2021, and I never want to give my customers a bad experience. I never want to sell expired makeup. So as a business owner, I'm like, we got to get this out.
And he concluded his thoughts by clarifying one last time that he didn't have any bad intentions when creating this palette, and that he would never discredit anyone's feelings or interpretation.
I want to end by saying I'm never discrediting anyone's feelings. Everyone is allowed to feel how they want and interpret things how they do. So just know that I only come from a good place.
And many of Jeffree's fans are coming to his defense in the comments of this video. One person wrote, "Everything and everyone dies eventually. This palette isn't a, oh, look at all these people dying from a virus, let's make a palette. If you think that way, you're stupid AF." Another fan chimed in writing, quote, "People just love to be mad at something. I love how he handled this." And this fan agreed about how Jeffree handled the situation, saying, quote, "I just appreciate that Jeffree doesn't make 10-minute long apologies where he cries and over dramatizes it. He just puts it out there that he wasn't trying to offend anyone, says sorry if anyone is offended, and explains himself. No bull, No over apologizing. I love it. And many of Jeffree's fellow beauty influencer friends are supporting him and the release of this palette, making their own review videos using the new products. Nikki Tutorials posted a review video and said this about the palette.
Okay, we can speak about not liking a theme of a palette all day long, but when we look at the material, this is a super high quality palette with, I feel like, some of the best eyeshadow formulas Jeffree has ever done.
And she reacted like this to many of the shades.
Oh my god, this shade? Oh, I am so dead right now. This, oh, yes!
She also explained that when she visited Jeffree back in January, he actually showed her this palette, proving his point that this collection was created way before the current global crisis.
Jeffree actually showed me this palette, and he told me that it was geared for April. He had been working on it for so long, and that tells you that creating makeup isn't done in 2 weeks.
And Cole Carrigan shared this photo of his look he created with Jeffree's palette, writing, quote, "Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I'm cremated." Jeffree also shared with his fans that the video hit the coveted #1 trending spot on YouTube, writing, quote, "Waking up to the cremated reveal video at #1 trending. Thank you everyone for all the love and continuing to let me create gorgeous and weird products. Can't wait for everyone to play with this in person." And the palette drops tomorrow, so we'll see if it sells out right away like many of Jeffree's products do. And we'll be sure to keep you guys posted.
And for even more news on the controversy surrounding this palette, click right over here for another Clevver video. And I really want to know your thoughts on all of this, as well as Jeffree's response, so chime in the comment section below. I'm your host, Susan Morad. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Bye guys.